Hey there everyone, I'm Marcus Harun. The first presidential debate of this season just kicked off tonight, and I do have a few points to bring up. At the beginning, both Obama and McCain seem to be agreeing way too much. I think when they're talking about the economy, they seem to be agreeing and saying, yes, I agree with you, yes, I agree with you, and I don't think that's what the debate is for. But after the first about 20 minutes, you really got to see their differences. McCain seems to show his experience in the military. This is when they're talking about 9/11 and Iraq. He seems to be talking about his experience in the military, but he mentions Obama's point on Pakistan, that we need the people's trust before going in or making attacks. Well, take a look at the war that we're in right now and that McCain is supporting. We didn't get any support, and we don't have any support from anyone in our country or in their country for the war in Iraq. We all know that the troops are very great, and as I said, they're following through with what the Commander-in-Chief is saying. But as Obama said, we need to figure out if our judgment is good enough to be putting them in that kind of danger. And I don't really know why McCain was saying that we need to get their approval before going in. He said we don't want to break off relations with them. Well, exactly, he was also saying that Obama shouldn't have been talking about going on an attack on them right here on television if we're going to be preemptive and strike before we say anything. Because I think McCain was right, and if we were to do something secret, we shouldn't be saying it right here out in this debate. Foreign policy was the main thing that they had been talking about together throughout most of the debate after they finished up with the economy. And I think that was important because the foreign policy is what everyone was saying that Obama's lacking, that he's not experienced enough to have foreign policy experience. And I think that after they see this, he was able to stand up to McCain, the one that everyone says has so much experience, and I think there is no real winner, but I think that he did pretty well for himself. Obama was pretty much talking about Afghanistan. Afghanistan was where we started the war, but then we moved way too much into Iraq, which is what he was saying. McCain was saying for Iraq we need to finish up, do everything correctly, finish up there, and he wasn't saying that there was as much importance in Afghanistan. But it's kind of a balance of both, but we do need to finish up Iraq, which Obama isn't saying to pull out immediately. We do need a timetable, which is what he was voting for and McCain was not voting for. So those are the real differences, that if there were a voter watching, that's the real thing that they need to see right there, and that is what can make them decide who they're going to vote for. Unlike those times when they're saying, oh yeah, I agree with you, you're correct. You need differences to be able to see who they're going to vote for in the election that's coming very quickly. Back to the economy issue. Both candidates pulled it out all night. They went on, before they went on, I know that they had to memorize a few numbers, and they definitely went through them, and they brought them out there. McCain had the exact number of Obama's earmarking, and Obama said some statistics on McCain too. I always like to see that the candidates are prepared for the debate, but at the beginning I think it was a little bit much. If the debate was supposed to be on the issues, then I don't think the real numbers really matter. They can make the points without describing to the exact billionth exactly how much someone spent on something. If we're talking about the issues, we shouldn't exactly be saying exactly all the numbers out, but I think it was pretty funny to me that they kept going back and forth with the numbers, and that was great at the beginning when they're talking about the economy too. They did both speak about helping the economy, and I think that was important for them to both to be close to the same page and show how they want to help. But none of them really gave a clear answer on how they would vote on that $700 billion bill. Lastly, I think McCain was really trying to show how much he knew about experience from the past. But Obama talked about what he was planning to do in the future. Although they're both good, I think that talking about the future, like Obama did, was really important because one of them would be president in the future. Their experience will add up and help them, but having someone tell you what they're going to do is important because then you know what they're going to do once they get into office. I can't really call a winner tonight, but I think the attacks were great on both sides, giving more credit to Obama for attacking McCain on Iraq as a younger, less experienced man, but McCain also had his numbers on the earmarking and attacked as well. Well, that's all for tonight. I'm Marcus Harun, and I report for CNN.